I don't care. More specifically, I don't care what people think about me. Now that's a lie. All of us, no matter who you are, we all care about what other people think about us. You might not think you do, but it's true. Let me paint you a picture. So you're on Instagram, you're scrolling through, and you decide to make a post and share it. But before you do, these questions pop into your head. What if people don't like it? What are they going to think about me? Is it too much? I don't think I should do this. And the only reason you're making those questions and asking yourself this is because at the end of the day, we as humans, we care about what other people think about us. Now, I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about why we care, ways to not completely stop it, but minimize it. And at the end of the day, why, in the end, it doesn't really matter. Now, one reason why we care what people think is because we try to mold ourselves into this idea of what other people think that we should be like. And at the end of the day, that's not true. And it doesn't really exist. You can't mold yourself to think of being the person that other people think you should be, because at the end of the day, everybody thinks you're different. And at the end of the day, trying to mold yourself into being what everybody else thinks you should be, no matter what you do, is just unhealthy for you, and it's something that you shouldn't do. Why do we care so much? Now, as humans, we like to be social. We like to be in groups. And being in a group, you kind of have to have the same thoughts as everybody else in the group. It's a phenomenon called groupthink, where even if you don't think the same as other people, you will change yourself in order to fit in. And that just happens all the time. As humans, we want to fit in with other people, and so we will change ourselves and we will care what other people think about us, because if people in our group think that we're weird or different, then we will change ourselves to fit into their perspective and their view of what we should be. And it's not very healthy and it's not very good, but it's something that happens a lot, specifically with young adults. When you're getting into school or high school or college for the first time, you'll want to not be alone and you'll want to be with people. And even if they're not a good group, you just want to fit in with people, and you will compromise yourself in order to do that. And it's something that you shouldn't do. You should remain true to yourself and who you are, and not try to paint this picture over yourself in order to fit in. Now, it's not like a switch. You can't just immediately snap yourself and immediately not give a shit what other people think about you and not care. Now, I'm not saying that not caring isn't a bad thing, but it's just the premise of it, where if you were indifferent to everything, that would be horrible, because you'd be indifferent to your family members or your friends when they're in distress or in trouble or in pain. That's just indifference. But I'm not telling you to be indifferent. I'm just telling you not to give a damn what people outside of those that care for you think about you. Because we seek validation. The only people you should seek validation from is those that you're close to, your friends, close friends, and your family. They're the only people whose opinions matter to you and should matter to you. Anybody else who, if you view them as friends, but they don't care about you and they try to change you to fit their agenda and their idea, then those aren't people that you should seek validation from. Only seek validation from those that you can trust and those that care for you for who you are authentically. Now, people always think that perfection is such a good thing. They change themselves and they give a shit what people think about them for being imperfect, and so they try to change themselves to be perfect. But there isn't a thing like that. There's nobody in this earth, out of the billions of people on this planet, that is perfect. Nobody is. There is no such thing as perfection. Because at the end of the day, humans, we always try to make things better. But then if you do reach that, if you reach perfection, what else is there? There's nothing else to strive for, nothing else to achieve. And so perfection is something that you can continuously chase, but at the end of the day, you're just running yourself into a grave. And that's the same thing. You can't try to be perfect with your life, with your family, with your friends, with yourself, and giving a damn what people think about you, trying to be perfect. You can't. You can't be perfect. So the things that aren't perfect about you, your imperfections, the way you talk, the way you think, the way you present yourself, the confidence that you give, it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna give a shit that you're not perfect. So just embrace it. You're not perfect. That's fantastic. That's amazing. Nobody should give a shit about you trying to be perfect. Don't be. Now, at the end of the day, when people do things, say starting a side hustle or doing something that they're scared of, they do it. They think about doing it, but at the end of the day, they don't. The thing is, you have to take risks. You have to embrace something that you're scared of doing and do it. Like even this, what I'm doing, starting a YouTube channel. I'm embarrassed every single time I get in front of the camera because at the end of the day, I'm an introvert. I don't like doing this, but I'm putting myself out there and I'm showing this to people that watch these videos. And again, it's something I'm scared of doing, but it's something that I just put myself out there to do. And at the end of the day, I don't give a shit what people think about me. I'm doing this because I want to. I don't give a damn what people think about my videos or me or my content that I put out. But there are people, when I told my family about this, they supported me. They said, it's an amazing thing that you're doing and you're trying to help people through your content. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Do something that you're scared of. Take a risk. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, that's fine. At least you did it. At least you tried. If you don't try, you'll never know. You'll never know if that was just something that you could do, but not want to go any further, or it's something that can lead you to an amazing things. And at the end of it all, it doesn't really matter because you'll be dead in 100 years. And what will people remember? Will people think about you later on in life and say, oh yeah, I remember that person. They always did these fuck ups and these stupid things. No, they're not going to. If you made a mistake, people aren't going to remember that later on. They're just going to forget about it. They're too focused on their own lives to give a shit what you did. There was somebody back in my high school who he would just do the dumbest things to get attention. And he didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit what people thought about him. And that was amazing. The confidence that radiated off him was just staggering. And that's what drew people to him. Just his confidence and the fact he did not give a shit what people thought about him. And that was amazing. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what people think about you. Don't try to change yourself to fit into this idea of what people should be. And you can try to not give a shit what people think about you, but there will always be this bit at the back of your head that does care. But as long as it doesn't control you and that you can manage it and only take validation from people that do care about you, that's all that matters. So the last thing I wanted to say was, I want to ask you to do something. I want to ask you to do something that scares you, no matter what it is, something small. Just do it and try it. And if it doesn't work out for you, that's fine. If it does, see where that leads you. Just try something that scares you and see where it goes. So yeah, I hope this video helped anybody that watched it, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.